We all face moments in life when things don't go our way. We work hard, we plan, we put our heart into something, and still it doesn't turn out the way we hoped. In that moment, failure feels like the end of the road. It feels like a wall blocking us from our dreams. But here's the truth, failure is not the end, it's only a chapter in your journey. The story doesn't finish when you fall. It only pauses, waiting for you to turn the page and rise again. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you really believe they never failed? In fact, the only reason they succeeded is because they refused to let failure define them. They understood that failure doesn't close doors, it opens new ones. Each setback is an invitation to learn, to grow, and to improve. It's not the end of your path. It's a redirection towards something even greater. When you treat failure like a full stop, you rob yourself of future victories. But when you see it as a comma, just a pause, you allow yourself to keep moving forward. Falling down doesn't mean you're weak. Staying down does. And the moment you decide to get back up, you prove to yourself that nothing can truly stop you. Failure tests you. It asks you one simple question. How much do you really want this? If your answer is weak, you'll give up. But if your answer is strong, you'll rise, you'll push, and you'll prove that the setback was never the end. The ones who succeed are not the ones who never fall, but the ones who rise again and again until failure has no power left over them. Even when everything around you says it's over, you must remind yourself that it isn't. Failure is not your final destination. It's not the definition of who you are. It's just a temporary stop on the way to success. Every single fall carries the opportunity to rise even higher than before. So the next time you face failure, don't accept it as the end. Look at it for what it truly is, a teacher, a stepping stone, and a reminder that your journey isn't finished yet. Rise again and show the world that failure will never be your ending. Every time life knocks you down, it might feel unfair, painful, or discouraging. But hidden inside every fall is a lesson that you can't learn any other way. Success is not built only on victories. It's built on the wisdom you gain when things don't go as planned. Each fall is like a mirror, showing you what needs to change, what needs to improve, and what you're truly capable of. Think about it, when you succeed the first time, you celebrate, but you don't always reflect deeply. It's the moments of struggle, the times when you fail, that force you to ask important questions. Why didn't this work? What can I do better? How can I rise stronger? Every fall sharpens your mind and strengthens your character. It removes arrogance and replaces it with humility. It removes overconfidence and replaces it with experience. When you shift your perspective and start treating failure as a teacher instead of an enemy, everything changes. You no longer see falling as a punishment. You see it as preparation. The most powerful lessons in life are not learned when everything goes right, but when everything goes wrong. Pain becomes the classroom and resilience becomes the degree you earn. Take a moment to look back at your own life. Haven't the hardest times taught you the most valuable lessons? Maybe it was a rejection that taught you persistence. Maybe it was a mistake that taught you patience. Maybe it was a failure that taught you discipline. Without those lessons, you wouldn't be the person you are today. And without future falls, you can't become the person you're meant to be tomorrow. Every fall strips away what's unnecessary. It removes illusions, breaks false beliefs, and reveals the truth about who you are and what you need to do. It may hurt, but that hurt shapes you into someone stronger. The ground you hit when you fall is not the end. It's the foundation for the next rise. So don't curse the fall. Don't waste time asking, why me? Instead, ask, what is this teaching me? The answer to that question could be the key to your breakthrough. Remember, the greatest winners are not those who avoided falling. They are the ones who learned the most from every fall they faced. Treat every setback as your greatest teacher, and your next rise will be higher than you ever imagined. Resilience is the ability to keep moving forward when life gives you every reason to stop. It's the strength to rise when your body is tired, your mind is exhausted, and your heart feels broken. Falling down is painful, but the act of rising again over and over creates something powerful inside you. That power is called resilience, and it is the foundation of real strength. Strength isn't built in comfort. It's not built when life is easy or when everything goes your way. Strength is built in the storm. Resilience is like a muscle. The more you test it, the stronger it becomes. Every time you fall and get back up, you're training yourself to handle bigger challenges. Each rise toughens your spirit. Each struggle sharpens your will. And each setback prepares you for the battles yet to come. People often look at strong individuals and think they were simply born that way. But the truth is, their strength is a product of resilience. They've been knocked down, rejected, doubted, and defeated more times than anyone can count. What made them strong was not that they never fell, but that they refused to stay down. Their strength was carved out of resilience, built one rise at a time. When you choose to rise after falling, you're not just proving to the world that you can keep going, you're proving it to yourself. And that belief in your own resilience becomes unshakable. Once you know you can survive the fall, you stop fearing it. Once you've risen enough times, failure loses its grip on you. You become unbreakable, because you know that no matter what happens, you'll always rise again. Resilience builds the kind of strength that can't be measured by physical power alone. It's the strength of character, of determination, of grit. It's what allows you to look at obstacles and say, I've been through worse, and I'm still here. That inner confidence is priceless. It can't be bought. It can't be faked. It can only be earned through experience. So when life knocks you down, remind yourself this is not weakness, this is training. Every rise is a repetition. Every comeback adds weight to your spirit. Over time, resilience will forge you into someone unstoppable. Remember, true strength isn't the absence of falls. It's the presence of resilience that keeps you rising again and again. Fear is one of the biggest reasons people stay down after they fall. Fear of failing again, fear of being judged, fear of not being good enough. It traps you in a cycle of hesitation. But here's the truth. Fear is only as strong as the power you give it. And the only thing that can break fear is courage. Every time you rise after falling, you are proving that courage is stronger than fear. Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you feel the fear, you acknowledge it, but you move forward anyway. Falling once makes fear whisper in your ear, what if it happens again? What if you're not capable? Courage answers back, even if I fall again, I'll rise again. I am stronger than this moment. That response is what separates winners from quitters. Every fall presents you with two options. Give in to fear, or stand with courage. If you let fear control you, you'll stay on the ground, paralyzed and defeated. But if you summon courage, you'll rise, and in that rise, you'll discover your true power. Fear wants to shrink you. Courage wants to expand you. Fear wants to stop your story. Courage wants to continue it. Think of the greatest achievements in history. Behind every success, there was fear. But beside that fear, there was courage. Fear said, you can't. Courage said, watch me. And every single time, courage overcame fear. When you rise after a fall, you don't just build resilience, you build bravery. You teach yourself that falling is not the worst thing that can happen. Staying down because of fear is. Once you realize that fear is temporary but regret is permanent, you'll stop letting fear make your choices. Courage is contagious. When people see you rise despite fear, they feel inspired to face their own. Your act of standing up becomes a message. If I can face it, so can you. That ripple effect can change not just your life, but the lives of those who watch you. So, when fear tells you to quit, answer it with courage. Take the step, rise again, and move forward even if your knees are shaking. Fear cannot stop a heart fueled by courage. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to rise despite it. And every time you choose courage over fear, you become unstoppable. Success is never an overnight story. It's not a single lucky break or one perfect opportunity. It's persistence. It's the willingness to keep going, to keep rising, and to keep pushing even when the results are nowhere in sight. Falling once, twice, or even 7 times doesn't matter, as long as you rise that one extra time. Persistence is what transforms failure into victory. When you refuse to quit, you build momentum. Each rise, no matter how small, adds up. Each attempt, no matter how imperfect, gets you closer. Success isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. The most powerful people you admire today weren't the ones who got it right the first time. They were the ones who failed the most but never stopped showing up. They understood that every rise was progress, even when it felt invisible. Persistence is hard because it demands patience. It demands faith when results are delayed, and discipline when motivation fades. Many people fall and never rise again because they expect instant success. But the truth is, greatness requires persistence through pain, through boredom, and through doubt. It's not glamorous, but it's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Every time you rise after a fall, you're strengthening your persistence. You're proving to yourself that quitting is not an option. And here's the secret: persistence eventually wears down resistance. Life can throw obstacles, failures, and rejections at you, but none of them can withstand someone who refuses to give up. Think of persistence as water dripping on stone. A single drop does nothing, but thousands of drops over time carve valleys. That's what persistence does. It carves success out of resistance. It's the steady rise, the continuous effort, the refusal to stay down, that creates the breakthroughs everyone else calls luck. When you stay persistent, you not only create success for yourself, you inspire others to do the same. People notice when you keep rising, when you refuse to be broken, and when you keep moving forward despite setbacks. Your persistence becomes proof that success is possible, not because you were gifted or lucky, but because you refuse to stop. So remember this: persistence is power. Fall 7 times, rise 8. Keep showing up, keep trying, keep moving forward. Success doesn't belong to the fastest or the smartest. It belongs to the most persistent. Rise one more time than you fall, and you'll achieve what once seemed impossible. When you fall, it feels personal. It feels like it's only your pain, your struggle, your battle. But the truth is, your journey doesn't belong to you alone. Every time you rise after falling, you send out a message to the people around you. It's possible. You can rise too. Your resilience becomes a spark of hope for someone who might be fighting their own silent battles. We often underestimate how much our actions affect others. Maybe you think no one is watching when you rise, but they are. A friend, a family member, a colleague, even a stranger. They see your fight, they see your determination, and it plants a seed in them. They think, if he can rise after everything he's faced, maybe I can too. That is the quiet power of inspiration. Your rise has the ability to transform more lives than you will ever know. People are inspired not by perfection, but by persistence. They don't connect with someone who never falls. They connect with someone who falls, struggles, doubts, and still rises. Your scars, your setbacks, your comebacks, these are the things that inspire others far more than any easy victory ever could. Think about the role models you admire. Why do they inspire you? Not because their lives were flawless, but because they endured. Because they kept going despite the odds. Their resilience spoke to you, and now your resilience can speak to someone else. Every time you rise, you are writing a story of hope for others to read. Sometimes your rise is bigger than your own dreams. You may think you're fighting just for yourself, but someone else might be depending on your example. A child watching a parent rise from hardship, a friend watching another push through adversity, or even a stranger online who stumbles upon your story. Your courage becomes their roadmap. That's why it's so important never to stay down. Because when you rise, you don't just change your life. You give others the strength to change theirs. You become proof that setbacks are temporary and that resilience is always stronger than defeat. So, when you fall, remember this: rising is not just for you. It's for everyone who needs your story to keep believing in their own. Your rise is not just personal, it's powerful. And through your example, you can inspire countless others to rise again, no matter how many times they've fallen.